Hello, my dear friends. I am Prashant Mavani and I warmly welcome all of you to StudyIQ. I hope you all are doing good. Today is 17th July and let's see what we have got in the PIB news analysis today. A special topic that I have got for you guys is associated with rivers, right? We are going to go through an interview of waterman of our country. Can you remember the name of waterman of our country? If not, then don't worry about it. I will take you through him. I will show you his picture as well. But before that, please allow me to introduce all of you to our pen drive and tablet courses. They will help you immensely with your preparation. To find out more about it, check out StudyIQ.com. The good news is that up to 50% discount is available on our pen drive and tablet courses, and this is going to last till 23rd of July. So make the most out of it. With this, if you want to download the PDF of today's lecture, you will get it from my Facebook page and Twitter handle. Don't forget to share this lecture with other people, right? And don't forget to hit the like button if you have genuinely learned something from today's discussion. Now, let's start with this special topic that is based on water conservation. Before that, let me show you the picture of waterman of our country. His name is Rajendra Singh. He's a very famous waterman of our country, right? He's water conservationist. He has got many international awards as well, Stockholm Water Prize as well as Ramon Magsaysay Award. So dear friends, this interview is basically an excerpt of his big interview, or the things that we are going to discuss is the gist of his interview that I read a couple of days ago. You find questions on water every year. This is a very important natural resource. Without water, there is no life, as we know. We know water is a big problem in our country, and if you are not aware about this thing, then let me take you through this recent findings of Niti Aayog. Now, Niti Aayog has decided to, launch this, or it has designed this composite water management index. And remember, this can be a very important MCQ as well, that name or identify a particular organization or department or ministry that comes out with this water or this composite water management index. You will find an option, water resource ministry, right, etc., or drinking water resource ministry. And then you'll also find Niti Aayog. Now, we know that Niti Aayog is the right answer, but if you don't pay attention to this sort of things, then what happens is that in examination, you will easily fall in this trap of water resource, because you find this water here. This is how our mind works. Then our mind will, give us this second thought of conviction. It will say that yes, it is this, it is coming from this only. There cannot be any other agency or other ministry that will print or this will come out with this index. So it is water resource ministry. Go ahead with it, and then when you solve the paper, you find that you have lost a mark. Not only lost a mark, but you have also achieved, or you can say you have also been penalized with this negative mark, and this will impact your result, isn't it? So pay attention to this sort of items as well. Now, having said that, let's go through this Niti Aayog's index and what it has for us. See, 600 million Indians face high to extreme water stress. 600 million. That means we are talking about, roughly speaking, 50% of our Indian population is facing high to extreme water stress. Quality of water, diseases that are associated with water, right? If you don't have access to quality water, then you can imagine there are so many diseases, isn't it? You have cholera, you have jaundice and malaria and so many things. As far as our position in the world is concerned, water quality index, out of 122 countries, it is a matter of shame for us that it's part of Indian culture to praise, to praise rivers. Rivers are part of our society. We have always praised, most of the time, as we have associated river with mother. But look at the state of our rivers and look at the state of our water. One of the most important resource. Nothing you can, we can run out of petrol and diesel and it's fine. It's not about life and death. Of course, it is going to be painful, but it's not about life and death, right? But when it comes to water, you cannot survive. So 70% of small rivers in our country have died as well. So this indicates that this report is, displaying a very, you can say, peculiar situation of our country. MG Narega, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. The main core philosophy was that with the help of this MG Narega, we will create water assets. We will create these ponds. We will create small lakes and all these things, so that we can conserve water, and we can have small pockets of reserves, and this can be used, and this is one of the best way of doing it. But what we find, that MG Narega is not going in the right direction. Corruption is rampant. It is used more for road construction and constructing toilets and other items. This water asset creation has taken a sort of last bench, or it's been thrown back to back bench. So this is misuse of MG Narega as well, and this is adding to all these things. If we would have created this water assets, then, and if we would have looked after our rivers with the help of MG Narega, then we would have changed the scenario of our water resources, right? India's rivers would not have died if we would have used this MG Narega efficiently and effectively. Waterman also talks about good examples, and in recent past we can remember this Maharashtra's Jal Yukt Shivar program. Under this program, they created many lakes and ponds at village level. And let me tell you one more thing, if you are not aware about this thing. See, just take this example here, right? This is a course of a river. This is a river with water in normal season. And if you create small, say for example, ponds on the side of this river, and when you will have monsoon in our country, you know that rivers, they will have a bit of flood, river flood, that's what we call it. So it's not just that it will get water from, of course, from rain. It will get water from this river as well. But with it, the other ecosystem, flora and fauna, will also migrate in these ponds, right? And this will immensely help in nurturing species, different species of flora and fauna. And when things are normal, when monsoon is over, these big pockets will have a sort of unique ecosystem in itself. Small fishes that are basically not able to survive in big rivers because of various predators out there, they can survive here. And then when they grow a little bit bigger enough, right, the next monsoon season, again they can migrate from this place to big river, and this is how ecosystem. I'm just giving you example of fish because this will be more relevant for you to understand, but it's not just limited to fish, it applies to all flora and fauna. So this is an additional benefit of this sort of programs. Waterman has said that number 2 is Telangana and number 3 is Karnataka. Apart from that, other states have wasted the opportunity. This is very rightly said as well. So what should be our way forward? We need to engage with both things, with our logic as well as our emotions. The thing that we don't have in our country is river literacy. We need to start this river literacy movement. It can be, here he is talking about adding it in curriculum, but I will reckon that we need to add it in not only school curriculum, but we need to add it in college. Even if you are studying arts or commerce, or if you are studying science, right, you should at least have one subject that is associated with environment, and then in that one we can add this water literacy and other things. Apart from that, we need to create this awareness campaigns, why this is important and other things. We need to classify our river water as per the use, right? A grade A or A class will be for drinking, B class will be for growing vegetables and food grains, C class for industrial use and all these things. We need to segregate and we need to segment the water that we have. We cannot take, what is happening, because there is no segmentation or anything. There are many factories, they are just chucking their this industrial waste directly into A class or potable water or river carrying potable water. They are infused by this sort of chemicals and other things. We need to apply rules and regulations, right? You cannot open factories nearby a river, if you open, that's fine, but it should not be polluting. If ever you do anything that is harming water or river of this water, then heavy penalties should be applied. All these things there, if you go back in history, then you find that polluting water was people used to get capital punishment. I'm not saying that people should get capital punishment, but at least it should be tough enough, you know, rather than giving or throwing people behind the bar. They should be asked to do community service, right? That you have to clean the roads and other things. So this will be a big lesson for everyone. And availability of water will maintain peace, right? If we look after our water, if we create these ponds and lakes and other storage items, conservation items, and rainwater harvesting, all these things, then this migration to city area will come to, or will slow down as well. And one of the most important thing is that public participation, right, is of course important, but it's not that just public can do everything. Government as well as public. One of the most important point that you find here, 50% by public and 50% by government. Only if these two parties work together as a team, right, only then we can make sure that we can resurrect our dead rivers. And water conservation efforts must involve people and not contractors. Dear friends, I was talking about our pen drive and tablet courses, isn't it? And let me tell you that our UPSC pen drive and tablet course is just 22,500 rupees. If you compare it with coaching classes, then you have to pay what, 2 lakh rupees or more than that. So check out StudyIQ.com, and I'm sure you will take a very educated decision. With this, we have a few items, but they are very important. The first one is coming from Prime Minister's office. Now, dear Prime Minister has appealed to all political parties, particularly opposition parties, to make sure that this operation of House monsoon session that is going to start from tomorrow is as smooth as possible. He has also said that there are many important bills that are pending in the parliament, and it is important, it is responsibility of all parties to make sure that we pass these bills, or we debate, discuss, we can dissent, right? It's not necessary that you cannot disagree, you cannot dissent. Yes, that's something that is allowed in democracy, in parliament, but that does not mean that you disrupt. Disruption has no place at all in democracy. Other thing is too interesting, very I'm sure it's for new students, right? So regular students, I'm sure you know about this thing. In Rajya Sabha, we have two houses basically of parliament. We have upper house and lower house. So upper house is Rajya Sabha and lower house is Lok Sabha. So upper house, you have a chairman, right? This chairman who is sitting there on this top chair is the main, you can say, leader of the Rajya Sabha. So we don't say speaker of Rajya Sabha, we say chairman of Rajya Sabha. And how he or she is elected, if you become vice president, right? A person who gets elected for the post of vice president automatically becomes chairman of Rajya Sabha. This is an important point here for you. And Venkaiah Naidu has said that we need to stop this blame game, the blame game that is going on. We need to drop this blame game, and we need to focus, all parties, right, ruling and opposition party. And one more important point that I find is that it is not just the responsibility of government to make sure that the house is functioning smoothly. It is shared responsibility. Every person, right, who is elected to this house or may be nominated, each and every person is a stakeholder as far as this smooth functioning of house is concerned. And every political party, of course, they are equally responsible. Lok Sabha, we have a speaker. One of the MP will be elected for a speaker. First of all, you have to become a member of parliament of Lok Sabha, and once you are a member of Lok Sabha, after that you will be elected for this post of speaker of Lok Sabha. And Sumitra Mahajan has said the same thing. Supreme Court has asked parliament, or you can say government, to consider enacting a new law to effectively deal with this incidence of mob lynching. So far we have seen what, 20 incidents of mob lynching, and this is not at all acceptable in a democratic country like our country, India. Right? It's totally against the nature of our country. Right? Mobocracy cannot be allowed. This has been said by CJI, that is Chief Justice of India, and he has also said that this mobocracy or this mob lynching should be dealt. It should be curbed, and it should be dealt with an iron hand. And no one can take a law in his or her hand, or a mob cannot take a law in its hand, and it cannot conduct violence, and it cannot roam around with this threat or of this cow vigilantism. This is something that is not acceptable, and it is also a duty of state governments to make sure that these people are protected. Right? That's everything in today's discussion, dear friends. These are your answers and these are your questions. Thank you very much for listening. Make sure you make the most out of this 50% discount that is going on. Share this lecture. Don't forget to hit the like button. Pass your answers in the comment section. Enjoy your day. Jai Hind.